Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Houston Astros vs Seattle Mariners, Los Angeles Dodgers vs San Francisco Giants, and Oakland Athletics vs San Diego Padres, which are happening on Tuesday, July 27, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. The starting pitching matchup and bullpens are close to a wash, but the Houston Astros hold a substantial edge offensively. The Astros have been very strong on the road against winning ball clubs recently, and I expect them to be locked in here. The one weakness of an otherwise loaded Astros team has been the bullpen, and that came into focus again on Monday night as Houston blew a huge lead in a wild game in Seattle. Houston had a 6-0 lead by the time one out was recorded in the top of the first, thanks to a 3-run shot from Kyle Tucker, before Abraham Toro went deep back-to-back, and even a later homer from Martin Maldonado wasn't enough, as Seattle kept battling back to take the lead in the 8th. Starter Luis Garcia faltered late in his outing, finishing with 5 earned runs allowed on 6 hits and 1 walk in 4.2 innings of work, while racking up 9 strikeouts. Ryan Stanek took the loss for allowing 2 runs in 0.2 innings, while Brooks Raleigh served up a grand slam and was then ejected before getting an out. Michael Brantley was on base 4 times with a run scored, while Maldonado added an RBI single in addition to his homer. The Astros haven't fared quite as well against the spread at 51-50, but have still won enough outright to be up a good amount on the money line for the season. Overs are 57-42-2 for the Astros after Monday's slugfest snapped a streak of 3 unders in 4 games. The Seattle Mariners are battling to stay in playoff contention with a 54-46 record, good for 3rd in the American League West, just 1.5 games behind Oakland for the 2nd wild card spot. The Mariners are last in MLB, batting just .218 as a team, but have excelled in some other areas offensively. The team's power and speed have been solid, ranking 13th with 124 home runs and 16th with 42 stolen bases. Getting the first man on is where Seattle struggles, as the team is hitting for an MLB worst .196 batting average when the bases are empty. Seattle has done a better job of hitting with ducks on the pond and 7th in MLB, with a .264 batting average with runners in scoring position. Mitch Haniger leads the Mariners with 25 home runs and 62 RBI, followed by Kyle Seager with 18 homers and 55 RBI. My betting advice for that game is to pick Houston Astros. The Dodgers' last road trip to Oracle Park ended in a dominant offensive showing and a 3-game sweep over the Giants. So they already have success of getting the job done in San Francisco. I'd wager they're feeling pretty confident after witnessing the Pittsburgh Pirates win at Oracle Park over the weekend. Well, they didn't just win, but they scored 16 runs in the first 2 games of the series. What could be more motivating than seeing the Giants give up a bunch of runs to the worst run-scoring team in the league? Logan Webb and Julio Urias have both found success on the mound in these head-to-head meetings, but I'm expecting the Dodgers to eke out a victory with the Giants clearly struggling on the other side of the All-Star break. The Los Angeles Dodgers have been struggling a bit lately as they have lost 3 of their last 5 games. However, Los Angeles enters this game on a bit of a high note after beating Colorado at home by 1 run in its last game. In that game, Los Angeles's pitching was amazing as it only allowed 2 runs, while limiting the opposition to just 6 hits. Now, the Dodgers are 2 games behind the Giants for first place in the NL West, so this upcoming series is extremely important for Los Angeles's division title hopes. Luckily, Los Angeles has won 28 of its first 50 home games, as it has looked quite comfortable in opposing ballparks. The Giants managed to come out of Sunday's finale with a victory, but not even that game can erase the fact that they got blasted by the Pittsburgh Pirates over the weekend. It's a tough pill to swallow knowing they gave up 16 total runs in their first 2 games of the series, with the worst run-scoring offensive team in the league. It's one of those weird losses where you just shake your head and move on to the next opponent. Unfortunately for the Giants, that team is the Dodgers. The good news is the Giants have an opportunity to extend their lead in the NL West division by continuing to play spoiler for the Dodgers. However, if they continue losing, the Dodgers could possibly overtake them and tighten their stranglehold back over the division. The hope for the Giants is for the Dodgers to continue to be void of an offensive spark. Injuries have the Dodgers in a strange and vulnerable place right now, and they'll need a Herculean effort from other players to carry the team to a win at Oracle Park. My betting advice for that game is to pick Los Angeles Dodgers. This should be a hard-fought battle, as both teams will try to snap a losing streak. The A's lean on their pitching staff and desperately need more from their offense, while the Padres are killing it at the plate at the moment but need more from their pitching staff. I will rely on San Diego's powerful lineup to make the difference, hoping their pitching will improve. The Athletics were 2.5 games behind Houston in the AL West standings, but their 3-game losing streak has dropped them 5.5 games behind the division leaders. They will try to snap their losing streak and close the gap with a win over the Padres. Oakland is averaging 4.37 runs per game. Their .233 batting average is 25th in the league. Their .311 on-base percentage is 18th, while their .404 slugging percentage is 13th. Matt Olson has been the most consistent bat for Oakland. He leads the team with a .287 batting average, 27 home runs, and 66 RBI. Oakland's pitching has been better than the team's offense. Opponents have a .241 batting average against the Athletics, which is 15th in the league. Their 3.72 ERA is 10th, while their 1.22 WHIP is 11th. The San Diego Padres wrapped up a 10-game road trip last Sunday, suffering a heavy 9-3 defeat at the Marlins. It was their second loss on the spin, as the Padres split a 4-game set in Miami, falling to 58-44 on the season. San Diego is still sitting at the third spot of the NL West standings, 5.5 games behind the Giants, and 3.5 games behind the Dodgers. At least, the Padres look comfortable in the race for the wild card, as the closest rivals are 5.5 games behind them. Since the All-Star break, the Padres have won 5 of their 9 contests, registering a poor 4.54 ERA. They've scored 58 runs in the process while posting the 4th best ops in the majors, .825. Chris Paddock will toe the rubber Tuesday against the A's, and the 25-year-old right-hander is having a rough campaign, sporting a pedestrian 5.17 ERA and tallying a 6-6 record in 18 starts and 1 relief appearance. He's been excellent last time out though, keeping the Atlanta Braves scoreless through 5 innings. San Diego is averaging 4.76 runs per game. Their .244 batting average is 9th in the league. Their .327 on-base percentage is 6th, while their .410 slugging percentage is 12th. Fernando Tatis Jr. leads San Diego with a .289 batting average and 30 home runs, while Manny Machado leads the team with 68 RBI. San Diego's pitching is one of the best in the league. Opponents have a .229 batting average against the Padres, which is 9th in the league. Their 3.50 ERA is 4th, while their 1.21 WHIP is 10th. My betting advice for that game is to pick San Diego Padres. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.